The call of Moses. God appears to Moses and commands him to return to Egypt. Though fearful and uncertain, Moses obeys. Along the way, he meets his brother Aaron, whom God had sent to help him. Aaron confirms that God has spoken to him as well and reassures Moses that he will not face this mission alone. God chooses Aaron to speak on Moses' behalf, since Moses feels insecure about speaking clearly. Through this, God shows that his power does not depend on human ability, but on obedience. Moses and Aaron speak to the people of Israel. When they arrive in Egypt, Moses and Aaron gather all the Israelites. Aaron repeats everything God had spoken to Moses and performs miraculous signs before the people. When they see the miracles and hear that God has seen their suffering, the Israelites believe. The people kneel, bow down, and worship God, confident that after so many years of slavery, they would finally be set free. The first confrontation with Pharaoh. Moses and Aaron go before Pharaoh and deliver God's message. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says, "Let my people go, so that they may worship me in the wilderness." Pharaoh responds with contempt. He questions who this God is and refuses to obey. Instead of freeing the people, he increases the Israelites' workload, making their lives even more unbearable. The people's suffering and Moses' doubt. As the labor becomes harsher, the people begin to complain. Moses grows deeply distressed and prays to God, asking why the situation has become worse. He questions whether he was truly sent to deliver the people. God answers with authority, declaring that he will display his power so clearly that Pharaoh will be forced to let Israel go. The miracle of the staff turned into a serpent. God instructs Moses and Aaron to perform a sign before Pharaoh. Aaron throws his staff to the ground, and it turns into a serpent. Pharaoh summons his magicians and sorcerers, who manage to imitate the sign. But Aaron's serpent swallows the serpents of the magicians, proving that God's power is far greater. Even so, Pharaoh's heart remains hardened. The plagues of Egypt. First plague, water turned into blood. Aaron strikes the Nile River with his staff, and all the water in Egypt turns into blood. The fish die, the river stinks, and there is no clean water to drink. Yet even after this disaster, Pharaoh refuses to let the people go. Second plague, the frogs. Thousands of frogs rise from the river and invade homes, bedrooms, and kitchens. Pharaoh begs Moses to pray to God and promises to release the people. But once the frogs disappear, Pharaoh breaks his promise. Third plague, the gnats. The dust of the ground turns into gnats, swarming people and animals. The Egyptian magicians attempt to copy the miracle but fail, admitting, "This is the finger of God." Still, Pharaoh refuses to listen. Fourth plague, the flies. Swarms of flies cover Egypt, but the land where the Israelites live is spared. God shows that he makes a clear distinction between his people and the Egyptians. Once again, Pharaoh promises freedom, but once again he lies. Fifth plague, the death of the livestock. A deadly plague strikes the Egyptian livestock, and they all die. Not a single animal belonging to the Israelites is harmed. Even after witnessing this clear difference, Pharaoh hardens his heart. Sixth plague, the boils. Painful boils break out on the Egyptians, including the magicians, who can no longer stand before Pharaoh. The suffering is severe, yet Pharaoh still refuses to surrender. Seventh plague, the hail. A violent hailstorm strikes Egypt, destroying crops, trees, and animals. Those who believe God's warning seek shelter, but many ignore it and suffer devastating losses. Eighth plague, the locusts. Swarms of locusts darken the sky and consume everything left in the fields. Egypt is driven to despair. Pharaoh pleads for forgiveness, but when the plague ends, he once again refuses to let the people go. Ninth plague, the darkness. A thick darkness covers Egypt for 3 days. No one can see or move. Yet in the homes of the Israelites, there is light. Even then, Pharaoh remains defiant. The final plague. 10th plague, the death of the firstborn. God announces the final plague. Every firstborn in Egypt will die that night, from Pharaoh's son to the son of the lowest servant. But the Hebrew families will be protected. The Passover and the blood of the Lamb. God commands each family to sacrifice a spotless lamb and place its blood on the doorposts of their homes. The angel of death will pass through Egypt, but will not enter any house marked with blood. This night becomes known as the Passover, the deliverance of Israel. At midnight, the angel of death carries out the final plague. A great cry rises throughout Egypt. Pharaoh loses his own son and finally gives in. He summons Moses and Aaron and orders the people to leave at once. The Exodus. The Egyptians give the Israelites gold, silver, and valuable possessions, urging them to leave as quickly as possible. After 400 years of slavery, the people of Israel finally